معها ورد ومسكتك يا
11 days of non-stop airstrikes, entire families wiped out, buildings lying in heaps of rubble. Gaza is bearing the brunt of Hamas's unprecedented attack on Israel on the 7th of October. More than 2,800 Palestinians, including at least 1,000 children, have been killed in the airstrikes. Those who are alive have been struggling to survive. Israel's complete siege of Gaza has meant that no food, water or fuel is going to the densely populated enclave. And now Israel is going for the kill. Tanks have lined up along the Gaza border as the Israeli military readies for a ground offensive to wipe out Hamas from the face of the earth. 1.1 million Palestinians living in North Gaza were given 24 hours to evacuate to the south. A move that was described by international agencies as a death sentence. It resulted in chaos, confusion, and casualties. For many Palestinians, it was a repeat of the most traumatic event in their long and tortured history, their mass exodus from what is now Israel during the 1948 war surrounding its creation. Palestinians refer to it as the Nakba, or catastrophe. An estimated 700,000 Palestinians fled or were expelled from what is now Israel in the months before and during the war, in which Jewish fighters fended off an attack by several Arab states. The Palestinians packed their belongings, piled into cars, trucks and donkey carts, and left in the hope that they will return someday. 75 years later, they have still not been allowed back. Israel refused to allow the Palestinians to return because it would threaten the Jewish majority within the country. So the refugees and their descendants settled in camps in the West Bank, in Lebanon, Syria and Jordan. Those camps eventually grew into full-fledged neighborhoods. In Gaza, a majority of the population are Palestinian refugees, many of whose ancestors fled from the very same areas that Hamas attacked on the 7th of October. The Palestinians insist that they have the right to return, something that Israel still adamantly rejects. In Israel's mission to crush Hamas, Gaza has been nearly razed to the ground. The extensive destruction has resulted in a dire humanitarian crisis. Hospitals in Gaza have been overwhelmed, with many operating on the brink due to the rise of wounded patients and severe shortage of essential resources. The lack of water caused by Israel's decision to cut off water supplies and a lack of fuel for pumps and desalination stations has threatened patients. Hospitals are struggling to maintain sanitary conditions in inpatient wards, operating rooms and emergency departments, endangering patients' lives due to the risk of infections. With Israel having sealed Gaza's borders, the only direction to flee is south towards Egypt. But Israel is still carrying out airstrikes across Gaza, and Egypt has rushed to secure its borders against any mass influx of Palestinians. So once again, Palestinians have become refugees in their own land.